Live from Austin, Texas, with host Rosie Newberry. Local trends, shopping, and more. This is Studio 512.
Good morning, guys. We've got a treat for any little audience members today. Mrs. Bright and Mrs. Bubbles of Bestie Wonderland are two local teachers who've created a colorful world of puppets and songs to help kids think, create, and grow. They're here to tell us more. I'm so excited to have you both. Good morning.
Thanks so much for having us.
Lovely to see you both here. Mrs. Bubbles, we're going to start with you. Tell us about Bestie Wonderland and how y'all got started, because you guys have known each other for a long time.
Yes, we have. We've been best friends for over 20 years. In fact, we were in each other's wedding. She was my matron of honor and I was her maid of honor. And as friends and teachers and moms now, we just noticed that we wanted to create some really quality content for kids that would really get them hands-on, moving, not just entertained, but actually participants in problem solving and fun adventures where we can combine creativity and music and puppets also.
Helps that you're a jazz pianist.
Yes, definitely. That's a lot of fun to help write the songs with the music and make it really original.
Absolutely. And original music, I want everybody to hear this. Original music, local I mean, this is Austin. So it's so cool that we have talent like you here. Miss Bright, if you wouldn't mind, you guys have a podcast sharing free educational content for families.
Yes, we have a podcast called Think, Create, and Grow. It is on all streaming platforms. And really what it is it takes the research behind how kids learn and develop and makes it in a digestible form and puts it in a real world scenario, right? Because we can read the research, but when we're at home with our kids, we need to know how to do it practically the time that we have. So we have that podcast. We release about 4 episodes a month, and we have fun activities and little handouts for parents to use after they listen, so that they can be able to implement the strategies that we talk about in their own homes.
It's such an important point that, like, there are guides to parenting, but no one is born an amazing parent. You know what I mean? We've got to learn as we go, kind of thing, and think, create, and grow, right? Yes. Okay. So, Miss Bubbles, if you wouldn't mind, your YouTube channel as well, that's where people can get a lot of fun.
Yes, we are so excited. We just dropped our first episode, and it's all about hands-on problem solving, building. We start with a problem that kids can solve together with us, and we tie in stories that are familiar, like the 3 Little Pigs, and this time it's the big bad hairdryer wolf that they can test their buildings, with that wolf wind. They can do it along with us if they want to, and then we hope that they will extend the learning of each lesson even beyond the screen. So it's more than just being passive. They can really get into the problem and solve and enjoy the music and just have so much fun together.
I love that it's interactive in that way, because I think so many parents, start to worry about screen time, but when it's in this like educational format and you're problem solving along the way, it's actually engaging brains.
Yes.
Yeah. You guys are so clever. All right. Miss Bright, you have a special event coming up at Book People.
Yes.
It's not too long from now.
Yes, next Wednesday at 10:30 at Book People, we will be doing our signature show, The Search for Mr. B. It's a literacy show as well as has a little bit of mystery and gets the kids up and dancing. So we're looking forward to all of our fellow Austinites coming down and seeing us and just joining in the party with us.
Oh, so fun. And we love Book People. We always say that here on the show. Not only do they come in with great recommendations, but again, a local bookstore that we want to continue to support. And I have to say, it's going to be a big year, 2026 for you guys. Talk to me about your Texas tour.
Yes, we're so excited. In addition to Book People, we'll be there 3 times. We'll also be at local libraries around Texas. We'll be at zoos, museums, schools. And so we're so excited to show a variety of shows that we have. We have dinosaur tea party shows. We have The Search for Mr. B, which is really fun. We have all kinds of just fun, exciting musical adventures and stories to share. And we can't wait to meet all our new besties.
New besties on the way. And, a good question is, somebody watching today, if they're seeing you for the first time, they're thinking, I would love to plug into that content. Can they still book you for 2026? Yeah.
Yes, they can. They can go to bestiewonderland.com. That's our official website, and there's a booking page there. They also can go to Instagram and tag us or message us at Bestie Wonderland. Either way, we'll get in touch with them.
That sounds good to me. Okay, and you're sharing Bestie love as you're on this Texas tour. You brought a little something along with you
we
today.
have a special Bestie bracelet. These get into our imagination portal.
Oh,
this is for you.
It's cuter than anything I ever had when I was a kid.
Oh,
that's good.
I'm glad you like it.
Okay, this is going up in this. First of all, it's going on my wrist, but then eventually it'll go up here in the studio. Okay, guys, I really appreciate your time today, and I want to make sure I get out of your way so that we can hear some of your talent.
Thank you.
Thank you so much, Rosie. Of course.
Thank you.
Learn more about Miss Bright and Miss Bubbles and their puppet friends at bestiewonderland.com. The following portion of Studio 512 is sponsored by the Business Influencer. Guys, our guest today is a holder of more than 150 patents, and he calls himself a dreamer who believes in transformation, especially when it comes to logistics. We're welcoming Shaker, the CEO of Orchestro.ai. So, Shaker, Austin became a tech hub because we wanted to be different from Silicon Valley, and now you're saying Silicon Valley's entire AI approach is wrong, which is really interesting. Are we making the same mistakes down here in Texas, just maybe with better barbecue?
That's a great question. So I think Austin is not Silicon Valley that makes better tacos. Austin is Austin, primarily because fundamentally it has done what like Silicon Valley has forgotten, which is like, how do we build patience? How do we build tolerance into the system? How do we build virtue into the system? What Silicon Valley is beginning to do more and more of, which is deeply concerning, is to be more reckless by the day. And so what I want people to understand, and that's why I'm here in Texas, is because Texas teaches you something. It teaches you patience.
And we are kind of a handshake state. You know, it still is the old Southern, like, your word means something around here. AI makes billions of decisions, of course, without ever looking anyone in the eye as it exists online. Can code ever kind of keep up with that more virtuous handshake of Texas?
Well, we should ask why handshake matters in the first place. So what does handshake symbolize? It actually symbolizes trust. So you have to bring the trust back into the system. And that's what, like, you know, the handshake is for. Emphasizing that is important. And then we have to bring that notion of trust back into the system. How do you do that? You have to behave like a good human.
We've got Tesla here in Texas, we've got Oracle, we've got Samsung, they all moved down here, more freedom, fewer taxes, that kind of thing. You want to tell these big companies, slow down, add virtue. Talk to me a little bit about that.
I don't think Silicon Valley and California has lost because of its virtue. They didn't fail because of its virtue. They failed because they were actually trying to impose their virtue on others. To make, like you squeeze the system more and more, right? To do what? To sacrifice humans on the other side, or to not have, like, you know, humanity built into the system. That's like a wrong way of building a company. Like, you never build a company that, like, transcends your time. And so that's fundamentally where, like, they have gotten it wrong.
I really appreciate your time today, Shaker. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much. Wonderful.
Learn more at Orchestro.ai. The preceding portion of Studio 512 was sponsored by the Business Influencer. Welcome back. Local nonprofit Seedling Foundation mitigates the impact of parental incarceration on children in Central Texas through school-based mentoring, and they're looking for your help. Melissa Newman is here to tell us more about what the organization offers. We're happy to have her. Melissa, good morning.
Good morning.
All right, talk to us about Seedling Foundation and how the mentoring program came to be, because I want to know what the aim is here.
Right. Well, you probably hear the name Seedling and go, makes zero sense when you think about mentoring a little bit at first. In fact, we were a campus beautification program in Austin ISD.
You're kidding.
No, started by a lawyer in town, John Blazer, who actually has an elementary school named after him here in Austin ISD as well. And a few years in, the leadership came to him and said, hey, we have a niche of students who really need a little more help and a little more, care and concern that our counselors can give, would you consider starting something to help children who have an incarcerated parent? And so now I say we're part of the fabric of Austin. We've been doing it for over 20 years and have had over 3,200 students come through our mentoring program, and it's been an incredible impact on those kids.
That's wonderful.
Yes.
That's wonderful. Because I think about not only the loss of a parent not being in the house, but then also dealing with some of the mental hurdles of your
Yes.
parent being locked away. I want to ask about how great the need is and how much a mentor can change the trajectory of a kid's life.
And when you think about these children, they've lost a parent to no fault of their own.
Absolutely.
I mean, this had nothing to do with them, but yet there they are without a parent no longer nearby. And so there's actually 10,000 children estimated in the Central Texas area.
You're kidding.
It blows my mind when I hear that quote. That I heard that for the first time. I was like, that sounds wild. But it's about one in every classroom. Wow. So when you think about every classroom in Central Texas, roughly one in every classroom has a parent who's been incarcerated. And so we roughly try to serve upwards to 500 students per year with mentors. So that's about 500 children every week, 500 adults, mentors coming together. So 1,000 people coming together once a week to help change these children's lives. And so mentoring may feel like a lofty goal. People think a mentor, I need to be, all my
a background in education.
Yes, all all my ducks are in a row. All the things I'm good. I'm perfect. That has nothing to do with the case. Yes, we do background checks. Yes, we do an interview. Yes, we make sure that the people we bring into these children's lives are good, safe, stable people. But it doesn't take any special skills. Meaning, you don't have to be trauma informed where you can say, let me help you with these counseling issues. We actually go in and play games with these kids. My favorite with the girl that I mentor, who is actually in high school, and we play Yahtzee literally every week because it's what my grandma played with me, and I
love
loved
Yahtzee.
It. Yes,
it's a great game,
and she loves it. And we just give these kids a place to have fun. So much of their life turned so serious so quickly, probably when this happened. Some mom or dad may be in prison, and now what comes after all the things that come after that, we get to be, I feel like, a bright spot in their life where once a week it's just to be themselves. Nobody's expecting you to pick up the pieces from what happened. No one's expecting you to study for a test and get an A. When you're with us, they get to just be able to just be themselves. And we just want to encourage them and love on them and help be a friend to them. Mentoring, like I said, sounds like a lofty goal, but I consider it just being a really good friend.
Oh, I think that's really sweet. And the intervention that you do just with playing games like Candyland and Life and coloring together and that sort of thing, how does that change, where these kids might head versus not having a mentor in their lives?
Right. I think consistency is key. We could easily be all part of a nonprofit where it's a one and done thing. I've maybe served a meal or something that was very, very meaningful. But with what we're choosing to do, it is a life-on-life relationship. It would be like, Rosie, if you said, Melissa, come on the show every Wednesday at 11 o'clock just for 10 minutes, we would certainly have a pretty great relationship. And so the fact that we are doing this with children who have lost consistency in their life, we create consistency. And a lot of that thing goes, hey, if I can do this with, a mentor once a week and have lunch, and if I can continue to grow, then they start having better attendance levels in school. Their disciplinary actions go way down. 96% of our students are graduating and being promoted to the next grade level, comparatively to another group was at 91. So we have actually made a huge impact when it comes to seeing them continue to move forward. A lot of them have reasons to maybe want to quit in a lot of ways, but helping them see that we're there for them. So it goes, okay, I'm going to show up again today because my mentor's going to be there today.
I don't want to miss Wednesday because on Wednesday I get to see Melissa, that sort of thing, and then that leads to better attendance. And it's amazing how small interventions can really change classroom behavior and that sort of thing. So even just playing a simple game, so easy.
Yes, and I mean, it makes me have fun. A part of our lives is work, produce, get somebody to pay a bill.
We have to do serious things too.
And I'm like, let's play Yahtzee?
Yeah.
Absolutely. I mean, it's just as much fun for me. And I'd say, we think we're changing their lives, but I honestly think those kids are changing ours. When we allow life into our own every single day or every single week, we're going to be impacted and changed too. And so I think it softens a heart. It makes you have tenderness in your eyes towards people and a compassion that you realize that I can make an impact, even if it all is playing a game or making a drawing or, having eating at the lunch table together. It's a pretty special time.
And with the kids that we're talking about, I want to make sure that they are, getting so much out of it as they possibly can. And so I want to ask about, the time commitment that it takes for mentors. So
yes.
I hear you saying consistency. So I'm thinking that what you want from people is some level of promise.
Sure.
That they can make it there
yes.
every single week.
Yes. Studies have shown that these children who have already dealt with loss, any type of relationship that comes into their lives is less than 3 months has a negative impact.
Wow.
Because, they thought there was going to be something here and then it ended so quickly. And so that begins to actually maybe do worse. And so we work really hard to have all of our matches made, mentor to mentee, by February. So we're coming up really tight on that timeline.
I was going to say, your deadline's coming up. Tell me about it.
Yes, well, ideally, if you wanted to possibly be matched for this school year still, you need to have the application in by today or tomorrow. Talk about urgency.
On it, everybody.
Talk about urgency. But we have our last training session. It's a 2-hour kind of commitment. You learn about what these children have gone through, how to respond to maybe certain things they may say. We have mentor directors, so you're not just signed up for Seedling and then out there on your own every week going, we're not throwing you to the wolves kind of thing and helping you make it. We have mentor directors who check in with you typically once a month at the very beginning, if not more if you need to, and then do quarterly check-ins. And they also connect with that school contact. So I call it our triangle support around that child. You've got our mentor director on Seedlings team, you as the mentor, and as well as the school contact, all keeping in connection to make sure that child is staying in a good space.
I really appreciate it.
And if you want to apply,
such a great organization.
Yes.
We'll have to leave it there, but I really appreciate it, Melissa. Thank you.
Thank you, Rosie.
Guys, learn more about the organization, seedlingmentors.org. The following portion of Studio 512 is sponsored by Plexiderm. Moms, of course, try to pass on the wisdom of wearing sunscreen and moisturizing, but do any of us ever listen? And even if we follow all of that advice to a T, we still end up with those unwanted deep-set wrinkles, puffy under eye bags. Why? Well, the good news is it's not your fault. It's just a part of growing older. As we age, our skin naturally loses its moisture, its elasticity, and then the wrinkles come. However, today we're excited to talk to an expert that can help us look and feel our best. Lifestyle contributor Melinda McKenzie is here to tell us more about Plexiderm. Melinda, hello.
Hello. Thank you for having me today. I'm excited to talk about Plexiderm, which is a product I use every single day.
Yeah, and we're going to talk about how great you look because you're about to turn what age, my friend?
I'm about to turn 65, 6'5". And I want to also say I don't have injections. I don't have fillers. That's why I like talking about Plexiderm. This is just simply what Plexiderm can do for you. So I know a lot of times people will watch these and say, this doesn't seem right. It seems like maybe AI has jumped in there and fixed things. I'm here to tell you this is what Plexiderm can do. And that's also why we like to show photos and videos, because even if you've never taken care of your skin, and believe me, I do as much as I can, but even if you've never taken care of your skin, that's the great thing about Plexiderm, because you're just going to any area that you want to have it smooth and you're good to go.
Yeah, okay. I love, of course, seeing before and after pictures and videos. Tell me about this. Only 10 minutes, no doctor visits, topical serum, so there's no pain involved, right?
Yes. My favorite thing is that now you are in charge of your skin. Let's say you're someone who's already gotten injections and fillers. No judgment there. But if you do that, and then you go out to eat or you stay up late and you get the puffiness, what are you going to do about that? You're going to get your Plexiderm out and take care of it. I like the fact that it's a topical serum. So anywhere on your face that you're like, you know what, I don't like those forehead lines, or I have the puffiness underneath my eyes, or what about those deep lines around my mouth? Put the smallest amount of Plexiderm. We want you to let it rest for 10 minutes. Then you have up to 10 hours of usage. So remember 10 for 10. And then the great thing is you just wash it off at the end of the day. So don't need a manual. You don't need 6 weeks. You need 10 minutes.
Not bad. And, you know, for those of us ladies who are putting on the makeup, maybe a little bit more as time goes on when we're trying to feel our best, talk to me about how we should use Plexiderm and makeup. And then, can guys do it? Those who wear no makeup?
Exactly. Those are great questions. And those are very popular among people that are new to Plexderm. So yes, you can absolutely wear cosmetics with Plexderm. I do. I love cosmetics. What I will tell you is you can do it either way. You can put it on first, put your Plexderm on first, then use your cosmetics because you are going to find you use a lot less. For me personally, because I've lost a lot of collagen, so I have the indentation. So what would happen is I'd throw a lot of under eye concealer, thinking the more is better, and it really isn't. Now, if you're a guy and you don't wear any cosmetics and you're like, yeah, I'd like to have smoother skin, but I don't want anybody to know I'm wearing something. I don't want to see anything. I want my skin to look like my skin. That's why we love Plexderm. This is highly concentrated. You just use the smallest amount. We have men in our clinical trials as well as women. We have athletes, guys who run and they say, wow, I can't believe something so simple. Thanks for letting us use something that the ladies have been using. So that's why it's exciting. It doesn't matter, male, female, sensitive skin like me, or you've never taken care of your skin. Plexderm is going to work. You just need clean, dry skin in 10 minutes.
Sounds good to me. And you mentioned clinical studies. Let's talk about what clinical studies have been done on Plexiderm.
Yes, absolutely. So in February of 2019, we wanted to know how effective is Plexderm? How long does it last? What are the results when we put it on the forehead, under the eyes, and around the mouth? What we discovered is when you start with clean, dry skin and let your Plexderm rest 10 minutes, on those forehead lines, you're going to have a reduction of up to 85%. Pretty phenomenal. So don't cut the bangs anymore. Plexderm will do the job for you. Underneath the eyes, that is the number one issue that people talk about. The puffiness, the lines and creases. For someone like me who gets that indentation, I don't want that to be the first thing people look at and people say that you're tired. When you put Plexderm and let it rest for 10 minutes, no matter what issue it is, you're going to have a reduction of up to 80%. That's really phenomenal. And remember, you can wear it with or without makeup. Last but not least is around the mouth. If you have those marionette lines that you feel like are very deep, or if let's say your cosmetics crease into the lines of your face, put the smallest amount here or around the lips, let it rest for 10 minutes. You're going to have a reduction of up to 74%. And again, let it rest for 10 minutes. You're going to notice a difference in 2 to 3 or go, I'm done, I'm special. Let it rest for 10. We want it to create that nice, beautiful shield. 10 for 10, then it lasts up to 10 hours.
That's wonderful. And then not only can you get through the workday, you can get through cocktail hour, maybe seeing some friends, come home and wash it off. I want to ask about a trial offer because you're trying to encourage people to just give it a go.
We are, everybody would like a free sample. We love to give everybody on the planet a free sample. It's not realistic. So here's a great idea that they came up with. For $14.95, you're going to get a 6-pack. That means 6 applications of your Plexderm to give it a try. This is free shipping. This is a 30-day money-back guarantee. There is no subscription. So once you get this is all you get. Give it a try and see how you like it. We want to hear your stories. After 8 years, we still hear from people every single day. So just go to plexdermtrial.com. You can get this great deal. Call the number on your screen or scan that code. And then we want to hear from you.
Sounds good to me. Melinda, if we can look like you, then I think we're in the right ballpark. My friend, thank you so much for your time. We appreciate it.
Always a pleasure.
You can try Plexiderm for just $14.95, including free shipping, by visiting plexidermtrial.com or by calling the number on your screen. Again, that's plexidermtrial.com or call 800-727-6719. The preceding portion of Studio 512 was sponsored by Plexiderm.
Hulu's 1,000 Blows is back for an action-packed second season, and joining me now is the actor Malachi Kirby, who plays Hezekiah Moscow. Hi, Malachi. Good morning. How are you?
Hey, good morning. I'm really well, thank you. And you?
I'm great. Thank you for asking. So, okay, season 1 was insane in the best way. So tell me, what can we expect from season 2 of 1,000 Blows?
Season 2 is going to shake things up quite a bit. We're going to a very dark place. All of the characters we've seen in season 1 are in very different situations now. Hezekiah is on a revenge streak and he wants to hurt anybody that's ever hurt him or his family. Sugar Goodson is become an alcoholic and he's a wreck of a human being. And Mary Carr is as dangerous as she was in season 1. She's even more dangerous now because she's desperate and she's going to great lengths to achieve her goals, and I'm not going to say any more than that.
Yo, that's great. The tension building up just in you saying that, I'm like, ooh, I can't wait to see how this shapes out. Now, probably one of the most fascinating aspects of this show is that it is based off real people and real groups in London from the 1800s. So what's been the experience like for you bringing Hezekiah's story to life on screen?
Honestly, it's been an honor. I have Jamaican heritage myself. I've never got to play someone of the same heritage, and it's been an honor to be able to do that, but also to do it with a man like Hezekiah. I mean, he was a Jamaican in the 1880s who left Jamaica to go to London to become a lion tamer, ends up becoming a boxer. Like, I couldn't make that up if I wanted to. No one would believe me. But the fact that he really existed and really did those things is just incredible to me. And the fact that he goes through so much, like he has his own fair share of 1,000 blows and like things, terrible things that have happened to him and to his parents. And yet he still has the grace to treat people with care and with love and with patience. And so to play someone like that was very special and was quite an honor.
Yeah, the contrast of that I think would be very challenging, but a great challenge as an actor. And speaking of, Hezekiah is sort of in the middle of this conflict in between the two groups of the 40 Elephants and the bare knuckle boxing when we meet him in season 1. So what was it like from the acting perspective of kind of being within the tension of the built-in conflict?
Yeah, I mean, it was great. I mean, you have actors like Stephen Graham and Erin Doherty who are just incredible and make my job very easy to do. They're wonderful artists, but wonderful humans as well. And we had a great atmosphere on set. There was a lot of prep that went into this, from learning how to fight and box to learning a Jamaican accent to learning the history, the historical context of the time, to learning my lines. And I had about a month's time to do that, to prep everything before we started shooting. And so there was a lot that went into it. But once we were on set, it just all gelled. Like I couldn't have asked for it to go any better than it did. It just felt so safe and so exciting every day. I skipped to work every day. Honestly, it was the best job.
Well, we all desire to work in a safe space, right? So I imagine that was pretty relieving for you. Now, as you just mentioned, you are a part of kind of a lead trio of sorts in the show alongside Stephen Graham and Erin Doherty. So how have you enjoyed getting to work with them?
Honestly, man, Stephen Graham is like one of the most generous human beings I've ever met. And he just happens to be an incredible artist as well. So that was really just easy and fun. And I'd worked with him before on a film called Boiling Point. So we had a relationship, but being able to kind of invest in it even deeper into this one was great. And Erin, honestly, I hadn't heard of her before, but she was so refreshing and such a breath of fresh air when we did the chemistry reads and we found her and we kind of got to go on this journey for a year. Like she's like one of my favorite humans, just in general, offset, on set. So yeah, it was great working with both of them.
Yeah, I love to hear that. Now, what's something that you feel like you've learned from Hezekiah that you'll kind of keep with you and take with you long beyond, you know, the existence of the show?
Um, there's many things that I've learned from him, honestly, but I think what I've learned from his story, I would say, is I guess the importance of forgiveness and redemption. He does his fair share of like shameful things in season 2 for sure, but he meets people that give him another chance and kind of give him the chance to be the person that he truly is inside. And just the importance of that, like what he goes on to achieve in this show. I won't say any more than that. I just realized the importance of it, of just giving people second chances.
Yeah, I think forgiveness and redemption is something that we could all take into our own lives and kind of our everyday. So I'm excited for people to watch this and maybe pick that up from the show as well. Well, Malachi, thank you so much for your time this morning. It's been a true treat getting to speak with you. We're excited for season 2 of 1,000 Blows streaming on Hulu.
Thank you.
Welcome back. They invite you to sip slow and stay a while at one of their many pop-up events across Austin. Joining us now are the owners of the mobile espresso bar, Please Stay Coffee. It's Siomi and Samuel Oviedo. Good morning, y'all.
Good morning.
Thank you for having us.
I was just getting an earful off camera about how plugged into the community you guys are, which I think is so cool. So Siomi, if you wouldn't mind, let's talk about Please Stay Coffee and how you guys got started, because you got into coffee and it was a passion.
Yeah, I love coffee. I love people. And Please Stay Coffee was actually just something that came out of what we called Coffee with Friends, which was kind of like an at-home cafe you would see kind of on TikTok that's kind of popping up now. And so I just I wanted that same vibe at my house, but I also wanted community for myself, and I didn't know how to obtain that or how to attain it on my own. And so I was like, you know what people love? Coffee. I love coffee, I love people, and I love hosting. So it felt like just natural for me. And so out of that, I was like, wait, like I can do this outside of just like in my home or working for someone else. I was like, I can provide the same service and experience for other people, whether at their wedding or at their jobs or whatever that may be. And so Please Stay Coffee was born, and we started with weddings, and I do weddings and events and parties and baby showers. I've kind of done a little bit of everything, but for the most part, like just in the community is where I want to be.
I hope everybody heard that correctly. That started in your home.
That's right.
Because community was what you wanted to create, and now it's been born into a mobile espresso bar, which is so cool. Samuel, if you wouldn't mind, let's talk about the sort of events you guys are able to service, because it sounds like it'd be a great time for a wedding, but not just weddings.
Yeah, definitely. So Suyemi was kind of talking about that right now, but we do a plethora of events. So we do weddings, we do baby showers, we do office events. I mean, we can do a birthday party if you want. Like, we'll show up to wherever you want us to be, but it's really, honestly, any form of event that is involving community or people or networking, we're always there to kind of help curate an experience for that. So we're open to anything. I think we're open pretty much anything. We've pretty much done a lot of different events.
And you wanted to hold space for what coffee does, because coffee bridges a gap. It's a very accessible thing, but that can lead to many different types of meetings.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, I just want people to connect and just build their own community with people maybe they wouldn't otherwise connect with outside of their normal like daily lives.
That's so cool. And you've got a banana horchata latte, which sounds amazing. You brought a couple examples today.
Yeah, so I am from El Salvador, and I really love to highlight kind of like the countries and what the country and the flavors it can bring. And horchata is a pretty big thing out there, except it's a little different than any other horchata that would be made with rice. So this is made with moro, which is a part of the gourd family. So it has the moro seeds, and it does have some rice. There's a little peanuts in there, maybe some cacao in there.
These are not words that I would have thought
of.
Banana,
and banana. So it is my favorite. It is going to be like what the staple is at Please Stay. Like, it's one of the main flavors I carry, just because I love banana. That's personal. And then the El Salvador horchata, I just want to continue to highlight like the country's flavors, and so we carry El Salvador beans and. Yeah.
I'm going to hold on to this, put it in my little pocket. That is really delicious. And it's not overwhelmingly banana for anybody who's like on the fence about that. The horchata flavors are absolutely gorgeous.
Yeah.
They come through really beautifully.
The banana is subtle, just a little bit in there.
All right. We want to talk about the Tiny Farmers Market as well, because I told you I had never heard of it, and now I'm kicking myself for it. It happens about once a month, right?
Yeah, about once a month. Started over the summer. Just her name is Hannah. She just kind of came out with her friends and put out like tables and sold, art and jams, I think. And I found her on TikTok, and I was like, hey, I'd love to just give y'all some free coffees to give away to the community. And I did the same thing here, and left my cooler and had people grab
fans.
them. And from there, I've been almost at every market, and we typically have the longest line from beginning to end. We have to be like, hey, we're done. And that's opened a lot of doors. Even the door just to get here was through Tiny Farmers Market. And so I'm so thankful for her and all the work that she's doing with the community and everything that she does. I feel like we're just hand in hand with what we do.
That's amazing. And it shows me like that the local Austin creators are still so strong and supporting each other, which is awesome. Samuel, you guys really want to emphasize connection, hospitality, intentionality.
Yeah.
Really, it's at the heart of everything you do.
Yeah, I mean, coffee is our passion, but people are our purpose. So we love creating spaces for connection and networking, obviously. But again, like we were speaking off camera, like the third place, that concept of bringing that back to just the community overall, just creating a space for people to just be themselves and feel safe, and an inclusive space that just causes conversation to erupt and for laughter and just for people to experience life together. So that's really why we do what we do. And coffee is just the vehicle of that. But the heart behind what it is it's people.
I was going to say, and it's real good coffee too. So just in less 10 seconds, we've got upcoming anniversary. Congratulations, first anniversary.
Yeah, January 17th. We're going to be at Corey and Sage, close near the downtown area. And we're going to have free coffee, free pastries, and a lot of fun.
A lot of fun, throwing it back to when it started out of the house. But you guys don't have to do it at the house any longer. Congratulations on an upcoming year, guys.
Thank you very much.
For more information on upcoming events, visit pleasestaycoffee.com or follow them on social media at Please Stay Coffee. Hey, we are happy to be able to offer you some help if you're out there searching for jobs. KXAN has partnered with ZipRecruiter to help you find thousands of job openings in Austin and around the country. Just go to kxan.com/jobs where you can search thousands of new postings every single day. Check it out right now and get started on the path to your next career. Content segments during Studio 512 were paid for by CPI Health and Ally Medical ER.